Hi everyone, welcome to episode 23 of Behind the Brush. I'm Joy Baker with All About Art Gallery, and today I'm joined in the shop with Jimmi McCarter, one of our local artists. Hi Jimmi, thank you for joining me.
Hi Joy, my pleasure.
Well, we're so happy to have you here today.
Thanks.
We're really excited to showcase Jimmi's talents. She is an artist of many mediums. You haven't always been an alcohol ink artist. Tell me a little bit about yourself and where you're from and what you do.
I grew up in a small town in Alabama called Sylacauga. Left home when I was 19 to move to Los Angeles.
Okay.
Stayed there for 4 years. Moved back home for about 6 years, and then got a record contract and moved to Nashville. And that was in 1982.
So you sing?
I sing.
That's nice.
I used to sing, yes, for a living.
I don't think I knew that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So anyway, we've lived here since 1982.
Okay.
Me and my husband and my son.
So you're a Nashville native at this point.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you live here in Hendersonville now.
I do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that you have many mediums that you practice with. What would you say is your favorite? Is that the alcohol ink?
Oh, definitely. There's so many different mediums that you can paint on, and I started with my coasters first, which was so much fun. But then I get a little bit bored and want to try something else. So I think I started next on mirrors. And just anything that will take the alcohol ink, and I never know until I started if it's going to work. So it's a process to go through.
So when you started your coasters, what kind of inspired you to do that?
I was sitting in my salon in Bellevue, and she had a painting on her wall, and it was just different, so pretty, and found out it was alcohol ink. So when I got home, I called the artist, and we started talking about it. And so I went to Lowe's and I bought a whole case of tiles, and I went home and went crazy. I did about 45 tiles in 2 weeks. But when I started out, alcohol ink is a medium that you have to add alcohol to, rubbing alcohol to make the inks flow.
Interesting.
I guess that's the best way to say it.
So it's a liquid form, and then you add more liquid to it?
Yes, you just put a drop of alcohol ink, and then you put the alcohol on it, the rubbing alcohol on it, and then you actually move it by air. When I first started out, I made coasters blowing through a straw.
Oh.
It was really incredible because all the colors just kind of blend together and make more colors. So it was I was just fascinated. So I did about 45 coasters.
Yeah.
And then did more, and then I just started experimenting with other mediums, and it worked.
Yeah. It works a lot.
It worked really great.
It's so interesting to look at, and there's so many different facets to the color and depth. And we've had some clients talk about possibly hanging this in front of a window or something.
Oh, definitely.
It would almost have a stained glass effect.
Right.
Then.
So this is on glass, and I only used 2 colors when I did this.
Interesting.
There's a black that turns different colors when you use it, and a silver. And when I do this, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of working with the ink and seeing how it flows, and then I have to keep it up on an easel for about a week or so to look at it to see if I'm finished. So that's how I know if it's finished or not.
So is it editable? Once you have the ink down, how do you change it? Or
if you're on a ceramic tile and you do it, yes, you can take the rubbing alcohol and get it off. And you could probably do that to this too, but I don't think it would work. So if you spray alcohol on it, it's going to melt. It's just going to kind of go away. Yeah.
So you definitely have to paint with purpose.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Nice.
It's fun just to watch what they're doing, because the inks are doing, because I have no idea. It's just that when I see it doing a certain thing, I go, oh, that's really nice. And so I just keep going in that direction.
Have you painted any, as your painting, has a landscape ever emerged? Or sometimes your coasters end up looking like flowers in a way, and I don't know if that's intentional or...
Intentional. Okay. Definitely, yeah. No, most of them are just abstracts.
Okay.
Like this one that I did those in 10 minutes.
Oh.
I
don't tell anyone.
I know, but it's just it just happened. I went, okay, that looks good. And then others take, I don't know how long it took me to do that. Probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks.
I would imagine you have to work fast and probably in layers to do something like this.
Yes, you do. Yeah, the process is really interesting.
I think we're particularly attached to this painting when it had been here for not really a very long time, when the eclipse happened not long ago. And Olivia happened to notice, like, oh my gosh, that looks like Jimmy's painting. I think we actually shared it. It was like a side-by-side.
Well, how
between
cool
the
is
two.
that?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Well, I just got the Man in the Moon because of the circle, and I looked at it and it looked like a sky. And I just thought, yeah, Man in the Moon, that works.
I like it a lot.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite piece from your collection?
This one.
Oh, this one?
That's it. And I have lots of these coasters that I absolutely love. These just amaze me when I work on these.
I have 4 of these myself, and they're just like little pieces of art. I have them framed in my house.
Good. Oh, that's sweet.
I love them.
Joy.
They're so versatile. Like, you can use them as coasters. I mean, they're coated on the back to be able to do so, but they're frameable. They're really cute.
Well, I've sent them to people who are sick, like just one coaster that looks like sunshine, maybe to put on their nightstand, you know, and they just appreciate it so much. So it's not, when I started doing these, I wasn't making sets. I was just doing whatever I wanted to do, but I can do sets only with the same colors. I can't make it do the same thing on 2 different coasters.
There really are no 2 alike, even the ones that kind of are put together as a set. Like, they're all very unique. And
Yeah, that's the way alcohol ink works. Yeah.
What's the process for coating these? They have like an epoxy or something?
Oh, yes, it's a resin. That's the worst part of doing these because it's very difficult to work with. When I first started doing it, I didn't really realize what resin was, so I had it on my gloves, and I think I got it on my sink and my oven, and it's everywhere. Oh, no. But anyway, when you first do these, I let them cure or sit for at least a day. Then I spray 3 coats of a varnish.
So that's after the resin?
After the resin.
Oh,
no,
wow.
no, I'm sorry, before the resin.
Okay.
Before the resin. And then I do a UV protectant too.
Oh, nice.
And then once that's dry, then I resin them. And I like for them to sit. I mean, it takes at least 7 to 10 days to cure. So I like for them to sit for a while, you know, to make sure that they're done.
It really is a long process.
It is.
Just for one little thing.
Exactly, yeah. I do like maybe 4 or 5 at a time and work it that way. Then the last thing I do is finish them off with this and whatever needs to be done.
Nice. I like that you sign the back too. They all have your little signature because it's a piece of art. So I would assume the process is kind of similar for your alcohol ink on like glass and plexiglass, except for there's no resin on there.
Exactly. You can put resin on, but I just never have. But I do coat them with the varnish, so they're protected. You know. But yeah, it's a whole different process.
Is this a medium that you can also do on paper? I assume. Would it be similar to watercolors?
That is the medium that most alcohol ink artists use.
Okay.
UPO is what it's called, and it's a plastic paper.
Interesting.
So when I first started, I went on YouTube to look to see what people were doing, and I started on UPO, and I did some really, really pretty things, but it got to the point to where I was bored with it, and a lot of times when you look on what other people have done, you try to copy it, and I just didn't want to go there. So I quit doing that, and that's when I started, I think, my mirrors and my acrylic and everything after that.
I'm excited to see a piece on a mirror. I've not seen one.
You haven't?
No, that's got to be so luminous.
It's
these are great, like on the clear glass, but with the reflection of the mirror, that's
and the alcohol
so
inks
cool.
look kind of foggy in places, so it's really a whole different look.
Yeah, it's got to have a lot of depth, I would assume.
Yeah, I'll bring you one to look at.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to see it. Well, what are you working on right now?
My Christmas coasters. I sold out last year, so I said I'm going to get a head start on these. So that's what I'm working on. And once I get those finished, I'm going to start working on another one of these.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Nice. Well, we get so much client reaction from these. Everyone loves them.
I'm glad.
I have to have taken it off the wall to let someone look through it at least 20 times.
Oh, that's good, because you have to get close to it to really see it. Don't you
do.
think?
Yes.
Yeah, with all the colors and everything. Yeah.
Nice. Well, Jimmy, this has been so informative. Thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge about your medium.
Sure.
Do you have any advice that you would give to anyone who's maybe starting out on something like this?
Well, just keep doing it. And I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I've always been very creative. I've done things, you know, like this in the past, but just keep doing it and believe in yourself and go for it. There's no wrong, you know.
That's the best advice. There's no wrong. Like,
No.
you can't make a mistake. You can just have a learning experience.
Exactly. Totally.
Yeah. Well, this has been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For anyone who doesn't know, we are all about art gallery and custom framing, and we are located in Hendersonville, Tennessee. We represent about 45 artists like Jimmy from the local Middle Tennessee area and many beyond. For more information on what we do, you can find us online at allaboutartgallery.com or Facebook and Instagram, and you can reach us at 615-826-9880. Stop by the gallery and say hi Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thanks again, Jimmy.
You're welcome.